Empowering through lived experiences.
I'm able to have conversations with able-bodied people, and yeah, they remark it like how I'm able to look at things differently and approach things differently. So
Tackling issues we face on the daily.
yeah, sometimes I get misunderstood as maybe less capable or less able to understand something because of myself.
It's your opinions that matter.
In this case, when we think about people with disabilities being given the opportunity, that for me is massive in terms of inclusion.
I think my journey to inspire tomorrow's future today.
Tala whalawa everyone, olo ingo o Tara Aumalesulu. Today I am here with Solomon Brown. How are you today, Sol?
Hey Tara, I'm very well, thank you.
Nice, that's good. So tell me about yourself. What's your superpower?
Yeah, firstly, I hope I have one. But for me, I live with low vision. I have a bit of optic atrophy, and it's been the challenge that I've had to carry around and just learn how to navigate and manage. So that's been around for me for probably about 15, 20 years now. So when I was many moons ago, when I was younger, there was something that I had to encounter and just understand a bit more. So still a learning process even now.
What are some of your interests, your hobbies?
The biggest one for me is definitely music.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just something about music, just being able to sing, being able to play the guitar. That it's just really freeing. It's sort of just in that moment, you're just able to let go of like those hard feelings maybe, and but also like make the most of like the happy feelings. When we're feeling really good and like singing about it.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice. What's your favorite genre of music?
Ooh. That's a tricky question. I gotta say that's always been the question for me. Because I can't really settle on one.
I
think it really depends on the mood, depends on what's going on, kind of thing. Where you are, where I'm at that certain time. Definitely a big part of my journey lately, and something that I always really enjoy. Definitely enjoyed over the Super Bowl recently. It was that reggaeton, that perreo, that Latino music.
Nice.
So always a big fan of that. With the Super Bowl, growing up, and a big hero of mine was actually Ricky Martin. So
nice.
to actually see him, that was really cool. But I think for me, when I really think about the question of like a favorite genre, got to give it up to I'm a 90s kid, so hip hop and R&B.
Nice.
It was all that was on the radio.
What's something about disability that you find the most powerful?
I think it's being able to be because it is a challenge. And it's a task. It's almost like a calling. That's the way that I look at it. It's a call to try a bit harder, or just be a bit more active, more organized, things like that. But I think besides again that motivation, the extra motivation. I think for lack of a better term, it might sound ironic, but as someone with low vision, but being able to see the world differently. I think a lot of the time, I love how I'm able to have conversations with able-bodied people, and they remark it like how I'm able to look at things differently and approach things differently. So I definitely think that's a signature trademark, of disability.
If you're meeting someone new, how do you adapt with what do you like in like social interactions, like how do you,
Well, firstly, I need a few more. No, I definitely, just like that. I love being able to use humor to connect with people, and yeah, I think just being able to be real.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, just talanoa. Just have that real talanoa, and you know, a lot of talanoa with our Pacifica people can be humorous. So
Yeah.
that's always good. And with a little bit of food, oh, perfect.
Yeah. So, to you, what does inclusion look like when it is like actually working?
I think inclusion, yeah. For me, when I hear something like inclusion, I hear opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, when people are given the opportunity. So, in this case, when we think about people with disabilities being given the opportunity,
Yeah.
that for me is massive in terms of inclusion. And again,
Yeah.
it's you know, it can be seen as like the first step. But yeah, I think it's a very important step to take, because without that opportunity, you know, it's not there.
Yeah.
It's getting stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm 13 years old right now. So yeah. If you could go back to your 13-year-old self, what advice would you give? Yeah.
That's a great question. Oh, to be 13 again. Nah, that's cool. Yeah, actually, for me, 13 was a big time in my life, and that was actually when I started writing songs. So
Whoa.
it's just awesome that I asked this question here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was something that I didn't hear from other people, but I had to actually tell myself, and I tell myself the same thing now, is dream big and go after the dream.
As tangata sa ilimalo, which is like disabled people, what do you think? Like, what are we tired of explaining to society, basically, to others?
I think for me, I'm definitely tired of explaining. For me, my situation is not as obvious. So, for me, I think it's that people take sight for granted. You know, like just having to explain that over and over, and you know, bring that awareness to it. I think if people could have or help people with having a bit more empathy around that.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can take empathy for granted, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You know? But at the moment, I feel tired of explaining low vision over and over again.
So, what do you think adults or society often misunderstand about people like us?
I think something that I've experienced a lot of misunderstanding around, and I think it's underestimating.
Yeah.
Where, I've, you know, sometimes I get misunderstood as maybe less capable or less able to understand something because of my sight. Yeah. And yeah, that's not necessarily the case. But yeah, I think again, it's a natural thing, I suppose, at this time. But I think if that's something that, you know, could be, worked on, again, given an opportunity to be understood a bit more. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. This is a really random question. How do you deal with like awkward situations? Like if you're like talking to someone and then it gets a bit too awkward or something. How do you deal with those?
No, it's a great question. I think definitely to start with humor. It usually helps. But no, I think something that I've really learnt that is quite helpful, and for myself, but also for others, is just being honest and just communicating. You know, just letting people know that look, you know, before we go on, I've just got a bit of low vision. And so just to just give them that information that they know what's going on. And I was saying before, I'm so disappointed I don't have my badge, which I usually wear. I wear a badge that says I have low vision, just so that people can see it. And just so they understand and know that that's what's going on. So it's a way of me saying it, but not saying it. Really, they can read it and
So going back to the music stuff, what inspired you to start music?
For me it was mum and dad. Mum and dad loved to sing and play guitar.
Nice.
But also a big part of it was church. Growing up in you know, with the choir at church every Sunday, and just being around the music. I think so that immersion, just being around the music. That just always knew that was something I wanted to do.
Do you have any advice to those who may not have interacted with a disabled person before?
You know, in this day and age, in this world, it's quite fast. Everything's fast. Everything's zipping. So I think, in terms of advice for anyone with people with disabilities, you know, sometimes it's helpful to just slow down. Just being able to ensure that they've heard you, they know what's going on. You know, so again, that communication is clear. But again, because everything's so fast, you know, everything's just moving. It's just helpful to slow things down.
Do you have any last messages or any shout outs that you want to give before we end this episode?
I think for me, like, firstly, you know, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for coming.
And you know, this is an opportunity, you know, to start conversations, opportunity of inclusion. So thank you for that. And I definitely want to make a big shout out to the Uso Ese and Moni of TJ Records. Big part of my journey as a musician. So good to see them and so good to see you today.
Thank you.
So big shout out.
Thank you everyone for listening or watching this episode. We hope to see you soon. Bye.